Hello troops and welcome back to Herring's Rest. Today I'm just going to tell you about what I've got done this week. But first of all, this Accurascale Class 37. It seems to be no running too great. I don't know if it's just a problem with the track or whether it's the locomotive itself. I mean, that's it running at 60% and it's not that fast. And it is occasionally stopping and sometimes it slows down. Now, I don't know if anybody else has had any bother with these Accurascale 37s. If not, then it's my track. But if it is, some advice would be handy. Should I send it back to Accurascale and get them to have a look at it, or should I just try giving it a clean and whatever? I mean, it's hardly done any miles at all, you know. Alright, it's running quite smoothly now, but as I say, it's at 60% on my track. Well, actually, it's at 55%, so we'll turn it up to 60% and see how it does. That's at 60% now. I know these are supposed to run at scale speed and whatever else, but I'm not sure about this. It's been bugging me for a wee while, this. So it seems to be running alright now. But we'll keep our eye on it, eh? And just as I turned the camera off there, it stalled a wee bit. Right, what I've done this week, I would filled in this hole under here where this point was moved. And I've also straightened out this piece of track, because every time wagons come over that point, just there, for whatever reason, all the depot ones would all derail. And we'll have a look at that in a minute to see how it's running now. What else have I got done? Right, as you know, I put an insulated section in here and in here for this diesel sheddy thing. And for some reason, when I had wired up this side of the rail, I'd managed to wire it to the 16 volt DC output. So every time I time it on that, it just shot off. You couldn't control it or nothing, and it was affecting it quite badly. I traced the wire, I soldered it onto the switch, and it turned out it was the wrong switch I'd soldered it onto. Well, it was the right switch. This side of the wire here, this side of the brake here, had been wired onto the wrong switch altogether, so I managed to change that around and get that sorted out. Also, this side here wasn't working after this section. The wire had came loose for the switch. My fantastic soldering again. But I've got that sorted out. Now what I've still got to look at is round here. This section of track where the P2 always stalls and that 4MT stalls. My friend Ian had a look at the track, put a ruler on it and discovered there's a slight dip here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet that ballast, put a tiny little bit of card under that bit of track to see if I can raise it up a bit and see if that helps. So I don't know if I'll do that today, but I'll get round to it at some point. Also, at some point in the future, we're getting new windows put in, so that's going to be fun getting the windows in over the top of all this. I'll need to take all the trees out and whatever buildings I can. I don't know how many of the buildings I'll get out because a lot of them are stuck in place. That's going to be fun, not. As long as I don't damage any of the way. I don't mind taking the trees out because they're not glued in yet. I'll not glue anything until that's all done. So, we'll see what happens with that. I was hoping to be wiring up these points today because I ordered the points early last week, off a seller on eBay. But unfortunately, the post office, being the post office, tried to deliver it when I was at work. I arranged a redelivery for today, which is Saturday, and obviously their system just doesn't work because it's not been sent out for delivery. So I've sent a complaint, etc. That was like 37 just stolen again. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if there's 37 stalls again coming in here. It's not going to date now because it's on camera, isn't it? There's the only locomotive I've got any bother with on this. Other than the P2 stalling and the 4MT stalling on that bit of wonky track. But we'll see how this goes. It stalls going to be here sometimes. It just kind of jips and then it goes. It also does it up here. But it's not going to do it today. What we'll do is we'll try turning it down to 50%, yeah? Right, that's it, down to 50%. And as I was saying the other day there, I was waffling on about the price of locomotives and the price of wagons and stuff. I just think it's getting a bit pricey. So I've got 2 locomotives on pre-order. One I'm keeping because it's almost here. I've cancelled another 2 pre-orders or 3 pre-orders. There you go. That's it, stopped. Then it goes again. And it's jerking again. That's it on 50% speed. Right, and again, and again. We'll try turning it up. There we go, it's back up to 60. So I don't know if it's a fault with the motor or what. I mean, it's not done that many hours on the track. I don't know if it's needing a service or not. I'll wait and see what you guys think, and then I'll maybe give it a wee service, a wee oil, and give the wheels a clean bit. The wheels shouldn't be dirty. There you go, that was on 60%, that was it stalling again. It just seems to happen randomly. And it's quite annoying, because I don't like the loco. Anyway, we'll follow this 33 back round. This is a Hellion model and it's absolutely brilliant. I love this model to bits. I noticed when I was back to off and on about the price of locos, one of the locos I've pre-ordered is almost here. So there's no point in me cancelling the pre-order now because that just leaves the company with money to sell to some other month. So I'll have that. The other one is for the exhibition layout I'm building. There you go, there's that 37 stalled all together now. And that's that turned up, and it's now up to 65%. It's slowing down now. As I say, it's warming up now, the loco, and it's not running great, is it? I mean, that's, you know what I mean, and that's at 65%. And I've no touched the controller at all. So the other locomotive I've ordered is for our exhibition layout I'm planning on building. So I'm keeping that, and it's associated bits and pieces that come in with it. So I'll stop this one now. We'll set off that B1. I'll need to move these points around a bit. Right, so I've got this all back on B1 running in now in place of the 37. I noticed the other day there that Bachmann have announced a new steam loco, and it's coming in at £246 or something, DCC ready. I'm not prepared to pay that. So as I say, I will be going to places like eBay, model railway shows, toy fairs, other sellers that are about. Look, the train set shop, I had a look at his prices the other day, and I've recommended him to a couple of people. I don't know if anybody's ever bought into him, but I've recommended him to a couple of people. His stuff is older, but his prices are brilliant. I mean, you're talking about £4, £5 for a wagon, 30 and 40 quid for a locomotive. You can't really complain at it, the kind of prices, you know what I mean? I've always said that when locomotives go to about 240, 250 quid, I would stop getting them. So now's the time. Got these old Corrie wagons that I've re-wheeled. Whoop, sorry guys, that was a wee derailment. As I say, I've got these old Corrie wagons that I've re-wheeled, and they seem to run really well. I'm going to weather them up. Now they're all triangle jobs. As you can see, it says triangle on the bottom. These weathered up, false load in them, or a load in them. They'll look as good as anything. You'll pay 30, 40 quid for. You can pick these up for about £4. So a wee bit of paint, a wee bit of time spent on them, and you'll get no bad looking wagon. They'll turn out something like that, I would imagine. That's come off again. So my jobs up and coming for this week are to varnish these, just to protect the weathering that I've done on them. I've got some other wagons there that I've weathered that need varnish as well, so I'll get that done. I'm going to sort this wee dip in the track at some point this week. I'm going to have a look at this wee section of track here, because for some reason a couple of the wagons keep derailing on this wee section here. So I'll have a look at that, see what's needing adjusted, and that'll be it for next week. So hopefully I'll have all that done for next week's video. So say guys, any comments you've got about this, please let me know what you think. If it needs to go back, I'll need to send it back, but that's going to be a pain. So I do like this local, just got the crew and all that fitted in it. I still haven't fitted the detail on the front of it yet, because of the iffy running that I thought this was having. But it seems to be getting a bit worse than it was. So if you could let me know what you think. Alright trips, right, I'll leave you with some running shots of what's running around the layout now. Cheers now guys. This is a Hellion Class 33 pulling some assorted wagons. And that's a Bachmann B1 at the back. That was a second hand loco. And I think that was like, I think my wife paid like 80 quid or something for that. It might even be less. So I've decided I'm going to set myself about £150 on a loco, and that's going to be it. Anything more than that, I'm not buying it. Right trips, remember, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of hoo-ha that people do. Now leave me comments about that 37 and all. Alright, I'll leave you with these, so I'll just shut up now, alright? Right, bye guys, bye.